The weather was getting nice for a second. Saturday, I caught a picture of Wibblewoo outside and she was like this. Then, Sunday outside looked like this. Why is it snowing? Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another art news video. We've got a nice long Monday episode this week with a ton of art news to get through. But first, let's check in. With the dip into the cold weather again, I'm feeling remnants of the holiday spirit, so the mug flex is the naughty or nice today. Also, I'm feeling like I should do some Christmas and white and blue art. I'm a level with you guys. I have plenty of characters I should be doing art for, but the person I hate to do art for the most is Brian. This man has been the most inconsistent in all of my art. We got to change that, so I'm gonna do some work on him today. We'll get some Brian art done in the background, and along with that, I feel like I just be drawing these things. Like in these videos, I just be drawing and not finishing stuff, so I think we're gonna try to start closing out some pieces here and there. We'll go ahead and try this for Brian today's episode, but no promises, okay? We'll definitely return to some other things that I've been drawing and finish it out, as we go forward. Now, let's go ahead and get into the news. Pikat has dropped an art armor tutorial for us. She's done the research for us to make it clear that, as weird as certain media gets with armor, she wants to create something functional and more realistic. Pikat talks us through her choices, the pieces of armor she prefers, and then through her full sketch process. That's all before getting into the coloring and the rendering. This is honestly deeper than she needed to go, in a very good way. She really makes sure that her foundation is set, and I love that because for us to truly learn from this, for something like armor, every other end of it has to really work to a degree. When she talks about the metal rendering, there's a whole assessment of metal reflectivity and how she ultimately achieves her final results. This is a good video with some solid secrets in it to steal. So take some time and check it out. Hey Pikat, them line police pull up. I ain't seen nothing. I heard them Kingdom Hearts menu sounds, Marcel. This time we are back to be taught about the differences between drawing pencils. There's a ton of information in this video. First things first, I've used pencils like this in the past and had no idea what some of them were for. I actually have a brand new pack somewhere that Swan got me forever ago, and I might have to bust them out real quick. Not only does Marc explain the use of these pencils, he shows us too, with a big beautiful sketch of Big Raga. If you have never known what these pencils are for and would like a great explanation, go check out this video. Are you too old to learn art? Are you a part of an age group of individuals created in the last century? Are you an old ass duck? Apparently, Marc talks about the research that proves older is better when it comes to art. I am vindicated! Marc's video basically explains that the older you are, the better you can absorb art concepts due to your understanding of learning principles. You know how to learn already, and your life experiences do nothing but enrich your art anyway. Makes me happy because Sofa is old, kind of. I don't know. Is Sofa Unk now? Is that how that works?
He's decrepit.
Either way, this is great for people who are starting to be interested in art but feel like they're too old to get there. Marc points out that the old masters did their best work in their 30s and 40s, so we might be in the clear here. Check out Marc's video and really hear what he has to say about this. Internalize it. Next, we've got Antonio. Antonio is showing us 3 drawing techniques that will grow your art 10 times over. First, he talks about seeing through form, being able to understand the shapes you're creating regardless of what's in front of them. Of course, he calls this X-ray vision, which, to be fair, that's kind of what it is. The other two are painting in 3D and introducing the concept of play. Antonio breaks these things down so much better than I can, but I'll definitely say I love technique number 3. I love the aspect of this. Let go of the rigidity of rules and operate outside the box when you can. Antonio is also reviewing some art through the Artwod community tool in his latest video, which is exactly what the tool was made for, to help and give feedback to other artists, that are trying to improve. If you are interested in either one of those, go ahead and check out the videos in the description below. Next, we are here with Adam. Adam has another comparison video for more art tech. This time he's comparing the Wacom Move Pad Pro 14 versus the iPad Pro, and he immediately says it's not even close. Like always, he gives us some personal notes as well as some solid review. This is pretty important for me. I'm kinda sorta in the market for a new tablet this year. I'm hoping to get one. It's not a done deal yet. There are some other things that I've gotta, get stable, and I'm trying to set up certain things first before I drag a whole brand new thing in here. But you guys know that I use an iPad Pro. I need the versatility. I need to be able to move around. A lot of this stuff from the Move Pad Pro is speaking to me, especially the conversion to a true desktop pen display. Adam does say that the feature is in beta, but by the time I'm ready, I'm thinking it'll be fully, operational. I'm excited to dive into it when I get there, but we'll see what I decide on. We're taking some time, so if you want to hear more about what Adam has to say about this piece of tech, give this video a watch. Next, we have got Jazza. So, Jazza is blind drawing from software monsters. If you haven't seen these types of videos from him before, there are plenty. Josiah reads a deep description of the thing he's drawing without seeing a picture and fully uses that description to design it. These are a lot of fun to watch. If you're unfamiliar with FromSoft video games, introduce yourself to this pain. How does Jazza do here? Honestly, pretty good. This isn't his wheelhouse, so the expectations were placed with that in mind. What I can say for most of the designs is that they were a bit too sensible, which, that makes sense from where he's coming from. We do get some solid stuff here that I could honestly see myself grinding to get to and then dying for a few hours before I lock in and kill it. There are 4 very solid designs with the process, talk, and everything behind it. This was a lot of fun to watch, so if you want to see the process here, definitely check it out. Alright everyone, we've covered our usuals, but now it's time to bring in a new artist to the fold. The next artist we are adding to the Art News rotation is 1000. I've seen a couple videos by 1000 and I love the level of creativity. Peter Robinson has posted a bunch of creative videos involving art battles between himself and other artists, redesigning album covers, book covers, instruments, shoes, everything. Those are just the art battles, but Peter's got a ton of creative videos on his channel. Something I specifically wanted to talk about, though, is the journey of him creating his own trading card game. So last year, in May 2025, Peter started this insane journey. A company called Creo reached out to him and proposed the idea of creating a trading card game, and he jumped on it. His first video was all about researching for their desert biome cards. I'm very familiar with the researching process, of this type of stuff. I've done my own when researching like world building and stuff, so there is so much fun to be had here, but we're going to see that soon. It's also a ton of work. The sketches are all sick, and he takes a shot at finishing the coloring for his first card to demonstrate the different rarities that he's thinking about doing. They all look great, and we end the first video with the first drafts of his desert biome cards, 3 different drafts of a night variation, a draft of a monochromatic version, and a rare sketch version. We move right on into his next video, where Luke from Creo comes down to talk about how they're developing the rules and win conditions. There's some fun about polls and comments with Peter before we learn that unfortunately those monochromatic cards are being cut. It is what it is. It kind of comes with the territory of creating things. We're not done with the desert biomes, as now Peter's gotta dive into the denizen cards. Of course, he gives us backstories for all of them, then starts sketching the desert watcher designs. Throughout this video, we check back in with Luke and Peter's talks about the plan for the game and how it's going to play. We close this video out with a solid desert denizen design and watcher designs. So next we get more info about how the game is developing at multiple points. The commenters are giving a lot of feedback and it's not going unnoticed. A lot of people brought up how the denizens just didn't look representative of 1000 art. We get to see what Peter does with this, and I'll say he didn't disappoint. Right after seeing the redesigns, we get to see sketches for the next biome, the sky biome. We get the Guardians and the Watchers before ending this episode. I'm not going to cover every single episode in depth here because there's so much going on, and I'd rather you guys go and get the cliff notes here, but enjoy the full videos on the 1000 channel. So let's work our way through the rest of 2025 before we really catch up at the beginning of this year. Over the course of 8 months, Peter makes progress with the sky, ocean, and jungle biome art. 9 guest artists are added to the fold, new and improved icons are made, packaging is done, and working on the pick for the name finally comes to a close. It's Primal Guard. That brings us to January, where we meet up with Peter sketching the Ocean Denizen cards, and then he drops a surprise last-minute addition to the guest artist, Shoots Art. We get plenty of updates from all the alternate artists. The next video from the 1000 channel is focused on the final denizens. One of them is notably a YouTuber named Peter. This project is coming to a close and we'll be looking to see the card game become complete. Peter has one more video that was released Saturday, finally tackling his 3 cryptid paintings. He chooses the Jackalope, the Mothman, and the Sea Serpent. These are a bit different from his other card designs because he does full paintings on canvas panels. Just like all the other cards, they come out beautifully. These are the last 3 cards for Primal Guard, meaning he's done with all the designs. By the way, the Kickstarter launches March 7th. There are early pre-orders and all types of things coming, so make sure you check out the playlist. Yes, I said playlist. There's been a ton of stuff going on. This has been a great journey to follow, and just with the creation of this game, I really have been inspired to do some of my own just random things. The way he's done the art and everything, it's really kind of pumped me up for just creating. So if you want to see that stuff, if you want to, watch and see what happens with the game, if you want to get involved, just wait until it's available for the masses. Jump in, do some pre-orders, I don't know, visit the channel. Congratulations, Peter. This has definitely been inspirational. And everyone, that is all for the art news today. We had plenty to talk about, but we also wanted to go ahead and drop in a new artist. It was a must. Our list is only going to grow as we go on, but I'm still trying to figure out what day would be best for us to post these art news videos. I'm looking at numbers and Friday is looking like it might be the choice. We'll give it some more time, but if you guys want to see the art news on a specific day, or if you don't want it to change, go to the post and vote, comment, do something to indicate that you want a certain outcome for these art news videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the art news this week. Thank you for catching up with me, and with that being said, I will see you soon. Next, we've got Antonio. Antonio is throwing... A lot of this stuff is speaking to me, especially the conversation to... All right, everyone, we've covered our usual. There is so much fun to be had here, as well as with the first drafts of his desert biome cards, the 3 different drafts of their night, and 3 different drafts of their holographic, and a rare scratch version. There's some fun about polls and comments with Peter before we talk and learn more. There's some fun about polls and comments. Next, we get more info about how it's developing multiple points. We get to see Peter. New and improved icons are met. We meet up with Peter sketching the Ocean Denizen cards for the drops, and we get plenty of updates from all the arts and these are a bit different from his other card designs because he does full paintings on canvas panels. Jeez,